Hi guys, Anboni here, and this is gonna be an emergency video caused by the latest Shadow Priest changes on the PTR, not the PTR, but the beta. And usually, you guys know me, or if you don't, I'm not really the kind of guy to complain about changes and nerfs. Actually, not at all. I kind of take them as they are. But this last one was kind of bad, and it kind of kills the flow of Shadow. Like, it's not extremely terrible in terms of damage, it is actually a damage boost. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, it is this thing right here. They decided, alright, so right now we don't have Void Form as an active ability. Well, we do, but it's different, okay? We have this thing called Void Eruption, and it says release an explosion blast of pure void energy activated blah blah blah, activating Void Form and causing damage to people that have Shadow Word Pain or Vampiric Touch, which is great because it's an extra damage button. So it's pretty much the same as Void Form, except it does damage as well. No, not really. When I first saw this ability, even though I was excited for having a new ability, I was thinking they better not do that. And guess what? They actually did, and it really is a cast. So right now, if you want to go into Void Form, you have to cast this, and believe it or not, it's actually a 2-second cast. It is a very long cast. So this kind of kills the flow in PvP, as I was saying. The reason for that is having instant Void Form felt really like the flow felt very natural, felt very good, okay? And we're talking about when fighting melees here. When you fight a caster, even though this is quite annoying to having to cast your Void Form, it's not exactly like the worst thing in the world, okay? It's not even that bad, especially since it does more damage. And look, I'll show it to you right here. So we have 70 insanity, so I can go ahead and pop this Void Eruption, click, and it has a 2-second cast, and then it does some damage. It actually does a lot of damage, but we'll get to that. The damage is actually bugged. And then it turns into Void Bolt, and we can spam Void Bolt and everything is the same. Now why I'm saying it killed the flow of Shadow? Well, melees, as you guys know, or maybe you don't, Shadow is a very immobile in PvP. Actually, it's immobile in general in Legion. It's not. It's actually pretty mobile in Warlords because we have everything is instant, and we have feathers, and we have special guys, and we have freaking fear. We have fear as well now, but we have horrify as well. So we have some decent CC, and we have a decent sprint with feathers, even though I freaking hate feathers. At least we have them. Right now in Legion we have zero, we have zip nothing, okay? All we can do is just run like this. That's all we can do. I just can't spec into body and soul, which might end up being the best for arena and like competitive play, but I really don't like it at all. I do use it sometimes against, let's say, warriors when I duel a warrior, because I do get a little bit of distance from them. Let's say I can jump once and that's it. But usually, yeah, other than this, like this is a 40% sprint for 3 seconds. This is our only mobility we have. And obviously when we have a melee on us, it's gonna be worthless because we're being slowed all the freaking time. So no, we have no mobility at all. So melees hit us like rugs. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. It's an expression we use. It's like beating the rug, you know? You just stay there and you take it. And it was fine because it was kind of fine. It wasn't fine. It was you have to be a masochist. But it was fine in a sense because we have, what is it? A void shield, alright? So the idea of Shadow is we don't have a lot of defensives, we have no mobility, but we have a ton of self-healing with Void Shield, okay? We can, so whenever you shield yourself, doesn't work now because I have to be in PvP combat, but I get this thing called Void Shield, and it basically, I get healed for 50% of all the damage I deal. And that's great because I can heal for actually a lot. And the thing is, Driven to Madness, you see this thing right here? This is the reason, like Driven to Madness and Void Shield are the reason why Shadow is even viable against melee in PvP. That's why I'm telling you guys, if when people are saying, they played PTR and they get destroyed, that's what I'm saying. Don't play PTR, it's not the same. Without Void Shield and without Driven to Madness, there is literally no way you can win against a melee, ever. So these two are mandatory. So I told you what Void Shield does. Driven to Madness is, as you can see, being attacked will grant you 5 insanity. That means even though you're sitting in stun locks and you're being destroyed by melees, you're still getting insanity and you can still hit that Void form. Actually sooner than you would if you were left alone, because you actually get it sooner if you get attacked than you do, but just like casting. It's silly. It's like a boomkin, you know? Just like boomkin. Oh, that's some lucky procs. Just like boomkins get Star Surge's proc, I think. Yeah, right? In Legion, right? Not in Legion, but in Warlords. So if you attack a boomkin, they do more damage. That's why you don't really attack boomkins. So anyway, to cut the story short, the flow of the Shadow Priest was you were being attacked by a rogue or whatever, and then, you know, since they were attacking you, you were generating insanity, and you were actually pretty low, so you'd probably have to use dispersion before you get to the first insanity. But then once you hit the first insanity, you could actually come back in a major way. Like you can even see that in my duels against Evelyn on his rogue. Like there were times where I was really low on HP, and I timed stuff like, let's say I do a Shadow Crash, into a Vampiric Embrace, into a Shield for the Void Shield, into a Void Form. I would hit Void Form and an instant Void Bolt, and that would be a lot of damage, like a shit ton of damage, and therefore a lot of healing for me, and I would like make a comeback from there. But right now, you can't do that because Void Form is a cast, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. I'll duel some people, or I'll play some 2s, even though, Jesus, 2s are crazy, you don't want to do that. But I'll show you what happens if you want to get a 2-second cast to just start doing damage. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. So yeah, now let's get to the good part about this thing, Void Eruption. The thing is, it is really bugged right now. Look, I'll show you. Let's go here, right? Let's reset this. Let's do some Mind Flays so you can see it clearly. Okay, Mind Flay, Mind Flay, Mind Flay. Is there a way to reset this? Can I do /reset? No. Anyway, it's after help, yeah? So I will do nothing but Void Eruption, and it should... Well, I'll actually put a Shadow Word Pain on this guy as well, because it deals damage to targets with Shadow Word Pain and Vampiric Touch. So I'll do this, and I'll just cast Void Eruption, and look at this. Alright. So it did, alright, we have a Touch of the Grave, that doesn't matter. We have a Void Eruption, which is the Void Eruption that I used, hitting for, it doesn't even matter. It hits for a bit more than a Mind Blast. It hits pretty decent actually. But then, this is the bug, it actually hits for 2 Void Bolts in a row. What the hell is this? And it always does this. And it does put your Void Bolt on cooldown, but it hits for 2 of them. So it hits for 2 Void Bolts, and the ability itself, Void Eruption. So it does actually massive damage when you cast it. The problem is, like, if this was intentional, if it were actually to do a ton of damage when you would cast it, I wouldn't be that pissed about it being a cast. Maybe make it a shorter cast, because then at least you would get something in return, you know, like, okay, fine, you probably would die before you get to go into Void Form, but if you get to cast that, that's a lot of damage and it's scary. But you know, it's obviously a bug. It's 100%. Look, with no dots, right? Let's just reset my combat log. Reset it, I mean, like, do a bunch of Mind Flays, so you guys can see Mind Flay, Mind Flay, Mind Flay. Okay. So all I'm gonna do now is hit Void Eruption with no dots, and it's gonna do 2 Void Bolts. Look at that. See, Void Bolt, and Void Bolt. Now I can do another Void Bolt. Then I can wait a bit to another Void Bolt. Right. So that's a lot of damage. But since it's definitely a bug, it's clearly a bug, and it's gonna get removed, it's just gonna do a little bit of damage on a really long cast, and it's kind of shite. So to show you exactly what I mean and why this is so bad, let's go ahead and kind of do the suicide tactic, aka queue into a skirmish. And what will happen is you'll see that everyone's playing a melee, and classes are so dumbed down at this point that it's extremely easy for anyone to do damage. And I'm kind of picking on melee now because they're countering us so hard. Like, it's easy to do damage as a Shadow Priest as well. It's easy to do damage as anything. Literally, all of my buttons do damage. So it's like, the skill is, you know, it's not, the skill cap is much lower for every class. But it's easier for melee because, for some reason, melee still have like a million stuns and a million interrupts and way better mobility than me, at least. I have no mobility. Feels bad, man. So what ends up happening is they literally have 100% uptime on me since I can't run, and my only CC is a fear, which they will trinket because that's my only CC and I will die before I get to the second one. So they have 100% uptime and I just cannot survive. I mean, I can survive with dispersion, that's it. But normally I would hit Void Form instantly and I would start spamming instant casts and I would make a comeback. But as you will see, that will not be the case because I cannot hit Void Form because I cannot cast. Obviously, as I said, everyone's playing a melee. We have an Enhancement Shaman, we have an Assassination Rogue, and I am with a Brewmaster Monk, so maybe we can actually win. The thing, Brewmaster is really broken because he's a tank. And every single tank spec is super OP right now. I believe this guy can give me Nimble Brews. Yeah, but he doesn't have it. He decides to go for the guard, absorbs future attacks. Oh, he will guard. Oh, nice. So if we do get to survive this, keep in mind I'm playing with a tank, which spams shield on me, alright? This guy will shield me forever. I think. I'm not sure how that plays. Alright, so let's go for the Shaman. Alright, I got sapped. I'm not gonna trinket this. If I trinket this, I'm just gonna get put into a stun, I'm gonna die. Oh, okay. Hit the rogue, get the rogue out. Okay, never mind, I couldn't get the rogue out, so I'll just hit this guy. I'm gonna shield myself, gonna use all of my pets because, oh yeah, by the way, our Shadow Fiend got also nerfed. So it's pretty sad, man. Let's kill that totem. I didn't get to kill the totem. Okay. Actually, we might win this. Wow, it was easy. It was crazy easy. Alright, let's see if we can get into Void Form here. Ah, we can actually because... What the fuck is going on? Look at the damage! Boom! The damage is crazy! Oh yeah! Oh, I'm dead. Well, I can disperse now, I guess. Yeah, let's disperse. Feels bad, man. Alright, this guy is healing me. He's being nice. So normally I wouldn't be very pissed about it, and I'm not actually pissed about it. I'm kind of salty about it. And to all of the people asking if Shadow is still viable, even after this, yes, Shadow is still viable. In threes, it looks like it's gonna be very viable in threes, even though we do kind of get shut down even more now with Void Eruption being a super long cast. In twos, you don't really bring a Shadow Priest in twos. You know, look at this. This is gonna be a really good example why you don't bring a Shadow Priest in twos. Especially in skirmishes right now, you can't play with a healer, but I don't even like playing with a healer. I would like for Shadow to be able to play in skirmishes with a DPS or even rated, but no, you can't. You just die. Look at this. They're just gonna trade me. I'm gonna die. And in 1v1s, I think we're fine against casters, but we might struggle a lot against. I mean, definitely gonna struggle more against melee. This warrior can one-shot me, so I'm just gonna wait for his one-shot. I'm just looking at it. Just looking at it. You know, I'll disperse now. It's good. I'm in dispersion right now. Dispersion, please. Dispersion, please. Come on. I don't want to die. Wow, okay. I died in dispersion. And that was just the paladin because the warrior was dead. And as I said, you don't really get to Void Form. Well, this was a weird example because I just died. What is this pally damage though? Pally's gonna win for sure. I think, yeah. Shamans are very squishy. They do a lot of damage, as you saw. Like my shaman literally one-shotted the warrior, but now he has nothing left and he's very squishy and he's dead. And I did. Look at me. I did no damage. Oh man, that was a bad example. Okay, let's do a proper example. I want to actually, you know, get to cast a little bit. You know, if this ends up being a 2v1, it's gonna be the perfect example of what I mean. All right, I'm actually gonna try hard. I'll do my absolute best to win this. But you will see, I will not be able to cast, I will not enter Void Form basically. And that, like, you don't kill people outside of Void Form. You only kill people in Void Form. And if you can't enter Void Form, it's sad, man, it feels bad. It's a 2v1, yeah. Maybe they're gonna be gentlemen and let me 1v1 the red and then 1v1 the rogue, or the mage, whatever. At least it's a mage. Oh no, they're not. Of course they're not. Of course they're not. That sounds, oh my god. You know what? I'll just shrink it. I'll just disperse him. Alright, a mage did not shrink it, so that's pretty sad. Oh man, so much damage. Alright, here I can fear. Come on, Void Form, Void Form, Void Form. Yeah! Oh, I got locked. See, normally I could have casted Void Form instantly there. Come on, not like this. No! Trinket. Did I trinket? Nothing there again. Why won't they fight me 1v1? Come on! And as I said, you can't enter Void Form. It's bad. It's so bad. It would be fine if I had a healer with me again, because okay, I get kicked once, but then I mean, even if I get kicked once, it's just, you know, 4 seconds later I think I can still cast it. But like this, when you're in a 1v2 or 1v1 or 1vx, it's really bad if you can't burst on demand, especially since we're so, like, we don't do any damage outside of Void Form. That's the problem. and now it's actually a struggle to get into void form as well. So I'm kind of ranting now. So my suggestion, this is my suggestion. It's never gonna happen, obviously. Blizzard never, they're quite notorious for not listening to suggestions. But I would say, all right, okay, keep it like this. Let's say for PvE reasons, it needs to be a cast. For whatever reason, it needs to be a cast. So keep it like this for PvE. Give us a PvP talent. Like Edge of Insanity, for instance, is kind of worthless. All right, in the beginning, it was worthless because you would go into void form like straight away. Right now, it's kind of tempting because if you can't hit void form at all, might as well have the 20% extra damage. But you can't go Edge of Insanity. It's shit anyway, I'm kidding. You don't go Edge of Insanity ever. You obviously can't spec into this because you lose Driven to Madness, which I explained to you is very important, and you can't PvP without it. So my suggestion would be make Driven to Madness a passive because everyone's gonna pick it forever. If it's too strong for PvE, even nerf it, okay? Make it grant 3 insanity instead of 5. That's a big nerf, right? It should be. Right? It's a big nerf. Oh shit! Like I got. Oh, I'll disperse. Okay. I don't know what's going on. So actually, let's finish this arena. Let's not fuck this up too much. I mean, I'm gonna fear this guy. Did I just seriously do that? All right, let's do this. And come on, void form, void form. Yes, I'm in void form. Okay. All right, I kind of fucked that arena up. That one doesn't count, okay? But still, you saw like how annoying it is. If I had a normal void form, I could just straight go into void form and die. I mean, that was a bad example. Anyway, so my suggestion would be make Driven to Madness a passive because everyone's gonna take it forever. Make it a passive. If it's too strong for PvE, fine, just leave it a PvP talent. But maybe replace Edge of Insanity. Make it so that Void Form is now an instant cast. Actually, Void and Eruption, whatever it's called. So make Void Eruption instant cast in PvP. That's basically it. And since we're on the topic of suggestions, the other suggestion I would have, and it's actually the only change I would make to Shadow Priests, except for I would actually make this one instant, and the other change would be I would make Mind Bomb replace Mind Control instead of Fear. And then we could spec into having a 1 minute cooldown Fear and a 30-second cooldown Mind Bomb. A Mind Bomb isn't amazing. It's not very good. It's not terrible either, but it's dispellable. You can even dispel the first part of it before it explodes. So it's not amazing, you know. But yeah, you take it against warriors, I guess, because they can just Berserker Rage your Fear. But other than that, I don't think it's gonna see too much play. It might, maybe in World PvP a bit. But yeah, those are my suggestions. Alright, yet another example. Dueling Hazed right now. Let's see how that goes, right? Let's silence him here. Use our thing. I should probably shield my thing, but looks like he's not killing it. So that's pretty bad for him. He should definitely kill that. Alright, that's his one shot. So I'll just disperse this. Let's see what happens. Right, I'm dispersed right now. I should be taking a lot less damage. Doesn't work. Doesn't really work. Let's cast this. Let's go into void form. Cast this. Point proven. You cannot go into void form. Okay, if I could have hit the instant void form, at least I could have healed with void shield, right? And with my void bolt. It might have still killed me because that's a crazy damage. But the fact that I had to cast, like I have to go through a 2-second cast just to start doing damage, it's pretty silly. There we go, a warrior. Is this guy Fury? This guy's Fury, okay? This guy's gonna whoop my ass, but we're trying to see if I can actually go into void form and the struggles of Shadow Priests. I mean, if we're this is the thing, if you're fighting one person, right? You can go into void form, but it, like I said before, it kind of kills the flow, okay? Because you could like pre-cast a what's it called? Oh my god, let's disperse here. You could pre-cast a Shadow Crash. I'm dispersed and I'm dying. Look at this. I'm dispersed. Bro. Well, that proves my point perfectly. This game is extremely balanced. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just gonna go level my warrior now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Actually, in the next video, I'll show you the most broken, in my opinion, the most broken class for 1v1s. Spoilers, it's not a Shadow Priest, obviously. It's a class actually I started playing it like a week ago, and it's really fun. And I think it's the most broken class in 1v1s. It's not as broken as tanks, all right? So tanks still beat me. I can actually beat some tanks if they're really bad, but you know, generally tanks would beat me. But unless it's a tank, I can just destroy everything with that class. So even this warrior that literally like legit one-shot me through this Persian. Oh my god, this game is so unbalanced. Oh, it feels bad, man. But yeah, don't really look at the numbers now. Okay, the numbers don't count that much. What counts is the feel, the flow of the game, which kind of got screwed up a little bit with this casted Void Eruption. Maybe they're gonna come to their senses and make it instant, and also remove the bug where it does also 2 Void Bolts. That's weird. Or at least make it a short cast, make it a 1-second cast, alright? That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys are amazing, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!